You search for happiness as though it were a lost object, misplaced somewhere in the world, waiting patiently for you to arrive. You tell yourself, when I achieve this, when I become that, when I am loved, admired, secure, then I will finally be happy. And yet, even when those moments arrive, they slip through your fingers like water. You grasp them tightly, only to realize they were never meant to be held. I speak to you not as a preacher of despair, but as a witness to human nature. I am Arthur Schopenhauer, and today I invite you to consider a difficult truth, one that may unsettle you at first, but may also free you. Happiness, as you imagine it, is an illusion. Let us begin with something simple. Observe your own life. Recall the moments you once believed would complete you, the achievement you worked toward for years, the relationship you thought would bring lasting fulfillment, the possession you desired so intensely. When you finally obtained them, what happened? A brief elevation of the spirit, perhaps even joy, but soon after, a strange emptiness returned. The mind moved on. Desire reawakened. A new lack emerged. This is not your personal failure. It is the structure of existence itself. At the core of life lies what I called the will, a blind, restless force that drives all beings to strive, to want, to become. This will does not seek happiness, it seeks continuation. It pushes you forward endlessly, whispering promises it never intends to keep. The moment one desire is fulfilled, another rises to take its place. Thus, human life oscillates between pain and boredom, pain when we lack what we desire, boredom when we finally obtain it. Imagine a man who spends his youth struggling to escape poverty. Every waking hour is consumed by effort and anxiety. Eventually, through perseverance, he succeeds. But instead of peace, he now faces a different torment. The fear of loss, the emptiness of repetition, the realization that his suffering had at least given his life direction. His victory does not end his misery, it merely changes its form. This is why happiness cannot be a permanent state. The very mechanism that sustains life depends on dissatisfaction. If contentment were lasting, striving would cease, and with it, existence itself. You may protest, but what about love? Our love, the most powerful illusion of all. Romantic love convinces you that another person will complete you, that union will heal the fundamental fracture within your soul. But what you call love is, more often than not, the will disguising biological necessity as poetic destiny. Once desire is satisfied, the enchantment fades, and two individuals, once convinced they were made for each other, find themselves strangers again, bound by habit rather than passion. This does not mean love is meaningless. It means you have misunderstood its purpose. You expected salvation where none was promised. Consider now the modern world. You live surrounded by comforts unimaginable in my century. Endless entertainment, instant communication, infinite choice. And yet anxiety, depression, dissatisfaction have not disappeared. Indeed, they have multiplied. Why? Because abundance does not silence the will. It amplifies it. The more you have, the more you are aware of what you lack. You scroll endlessly, comparing your life to carefully constructed illusions of happiness. You chase experiences, identities, and validations, hoping one of them will finally quiet the inner unrest. But the unrest is not a flaw to be corrected. It is the engine of desire itself. So what, then, is the alternative? If happiness is an illusion, must we surrender to despair? No. Despair arises only when you cling to false expectations. Peace begins when you stop demanding from life what it cannot give. I propose not a path of pleasure, but a path of lucidity. The first step is recognition, seeing desire for what it is, understanding its cycles, and refusing to be endlessly commanded by it. When you observe your cravings without obeying them blindly, you weaken their grip. The second step is aesthetic contemplation. In moments of art, music, literature, or nature, the will momentarily loosens its hold. You are no longer a striving creature, but a witnessing consciousness. Have you ever lost yourself in a piece of music, forgetting your problems entirely? That silence of desire, that is not happiness, but something far more profound. Relief. And finally, there is compassion. When you recognize that all beings suffer under the same restless will, cruelty becomes impossible. You see yourself in others. Their pain mirrors your own. Compassion does not erase suffering, but it transforms it into understanding. Do not misunderstand me. I do not promise joy. I offer honesty, and honesty, though stern, is gentler than illusion. The mistake humanity continues to make is believing life owes it fulfillment. Life owes you nothing. Existence is not a gift tailored to your expectations. It is a condition to be understood. When you stop asking life to make you happy, you may discover something quieter, deeper, and more stable than happiness. You may discover clarity. You may discover acceptance. You may discover freedom from illusion. So I leave you with this question, not to discourage you, but to awaken you. If happiness were never the purpose of life, what then might you become once you stop chasing it? Reflect on this, discuss it, challenge it. For philosophy does not exist to comfort, it exists to reveal, and in revelation there is a strange and solemn peace.